All right, Shalom. What I say call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders at GMS to rule well. Peace and blessings to the Akim that's out there fighting, doing his work with truth and sincerity. Back here again with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect men out there that are listening and watching these videos. I would listen. I would listen to the other Apostle Round Live and other videos as well. 2025 is amongst us, and we know through according to prophecy of the scriptures, through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Abishai, things are only going to progress, and it's going to get worse. And Pastor Hart coined the phrase, "Destruction of Edom," and what was it? The year of deliverance and destruction unto Esau, who is the so-called white race. You understand? His biblical name is Edom Esau, the nation of Edomites. So just listening to other videos as well, and here it is, this man that owns, he's trying to get the food more. He's basically with this chicken now, destroying a lot of this chicken under whatever he called some kind of something outbreak of the chicken, and burning down the meat plants. And he's doing, he's contaminating all the food supply. He's a devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Also, he had cast a covering over the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American face with lies. You see, saying that they monkeys, saying that they so-called African Americans, saying that they're not the people of the Lord. So the Lord has set his men up, the great men before the apostles and elders, King Mashah, High Priest Ariah, Albert Bivens, you see what I'm saying? King Mashah, High Priest Ariah, and now Pastor Hart and the men on down, the apostles and the elders and the men on down, is out here still continuing to pour down these strongholds that have the mind of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So we here through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Abishai to wake you out of sleep, to pour that veil that has been placed over your face, over your eyes, over your minds, from understanding who you are as a people. And to also, he put the veil over you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, where you won't look at him as the goddamn devil, as being an evil man or evil nation of people, man, and the heathen nations as well. So we're here to pull off that veil from across your eyes, where you able to wake out of sleep and understand the times that you're living in. He has been lying in the book of Psalms, chapter 83, I believe, where all the nations came together to conspire against you so-called Negroes, against us, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, pressing down the truth and giving us lies that we not the real people, and so on and so forth, that we are nothing. But right here in Isaiah 25:7, it said, and he will destroy in this mountain, in this government, who Yahweh Bahashim Abishai, which Yahweh going to send his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, and the holy angels to physically destroy this place, man. Third World War, and so on and so forth. Right now, spiritually, he sent forth his men to go out and destroy this place spirit on a spiritual level by coming out with this truth, by bringing out this wisdom before the world to see. You see, to break up the lies that has been cast over us, man, over the Lord's people. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, not knowing their true nationality, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that you are the true biblical Israelites, and to hide the fact that he's not the devil, to make him appear as though he's righteous before you. So you have a veil that had been placed over your mind and over your eyes, where you can't see these things on the spiritual level. That's why the Lord sent out his men. You see, he sent out his men to destroy, to break up the nonsense and the so-called white lies that has been cast over you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans' mind. At the end of the day, you are the true biblical Israelites. Only the Israelites are going to be delivered, man. The Lord has come back to save Israelites that has been spread throughout the four corners of this planet because of the disobedience that we brought upon ourselves in the eyes of Yahweh Bahashim Abishai. Since we came out of the land of Egypt under Pharaoh, ruling over us during the time of Moses and Aaron. You see? So right here, and he will destroy in this mountain. The Lord is sending out his prophet. Or what it says in Ezekiel, I think chapter 37, I believe, that he hewn, he used to, I'm roughly paraphrasing, he hewn down them by the spirit of the prophets or something like that. He hewn down, he used the prophet to hewn down this tall tree, which this tree represents Edom Esau, man, his stature, his power, man, on the planet. So the Lord is doing it on a spiritual tip now by sending his men out again to prophesy against this place, Salakia. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, not knowing that their true nationalities. He got everybody around the world calling themselves Chinese, so-called Arabic, and so on and so forth. The Lord had created nations when you read in the Bible. 18 nations, man. And the only nation that he dealing with out of the 18 that he created is the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, again, who has been scattered throughout the four corners of this planet. But you walking around with a spiritual veil over your eyes and your mind, not knowing who you are. That's why the Lord have his men out there again to wake up you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to bring you back to remembrance, man. Because you once knew this, you see. Covering cast over all the people, and the veil that had been spread over all nations, because the nations don't know their true nationality. Some of them may do, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord has sent his men out. That's why this is being broadcast via the internet. Well, the world can hear this, man. Because you have Jake been scattered throughout the four corners of this planet. You know, Jake like to make babies, man. So you have Israelites that are going to come looking like heathen nations, but they've been taught the way of the customs of the heathen nations. But we have to come out of that, man. That's why the Lord again sent his men out there, man, to destroy in this mountain, this cast that has been covering the minds of the people. You so-called, especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, call yourself black, or you a Moor, or you this or you that, you belong to this so-called religion, that religion. Yahweh Bahashim Havashah is not dealing with none of that. You see, he's dealing with laws, statutes, and commandments, and nationalities. He's dealing with nothing else, man. You see, that's why the Lord sent his men, because the reason why we don't really know who we are, because right here in Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shall discontinued from thine heritage that I gave thee. See, because we broke the commandments of the Heavenly Father and the Son, and we went abhorring after idols, basically, that are no gods, worshiping in these idols, dealing with all kind of witchcraft and sorcery and so on and so forth, to the point where we detached from our power. So we didn't know who we were at one time. So we would discontinue from our heritage because of the disobedience that we done to ourselves, basically not following Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai, man. And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. Over here, look where we at now versus our homeland in the Middle East, over in Jerusalem. You see, all the tribes are now here. Because again of the disobedience. And since we were disobedient, the Lord turned his back upon us. And when he turned his back upon us, the wisdom and knowledge we knew before we came over here, he stripped that away from us, man. So he turned his back upon his people. And they beat the Hebrew out of us. You see? Throwing in cargo slave ships, came over here, man, just getting tortured, man. Going through a whole lot of demoralizing the men and women and children, man. Just cutting off Jake's rods, hanging us, and all. It was crazy, man. And they want to hide that now. But Lord is bringing all that out. Because again, that cast that was covering over the mouths of the people. So now the Lord have to pull this veil back where you can see now and understand that, oh, this is the man. Oh, we are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Yes, America going down. There's going to be war. There's going to be famine. Society's going to crumble. The economic part will crumble. And there's going to be a digital, right? There's going to be a digital way of how they want everybody to be. And they want to track everyone with a digital implant in them, man. The charagma that the Bible speaks of. See? So if the veil is cast over your eyes, you're not going to be able to see this at the end of the day. So it's a blessing that the Lord had allowed us to wake up, and other men, that's Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect of the nation of Israel, you see, to come out of their darkness into this marvelous light. And when you come into this marvelous light, this light is beyond human comprehension, because if you're thinking on a human mindset, you're not going to understand this. So your mind has to be changed. So once wisdom enters into your mind, your outlook going to change. Your mindset going to change. And if it don't enter into your mind, you're not going to see these things. But this is only given to the elect of the nation of Israel. Just to show you that we discontinue from our heritage because of our disobedience, man. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies, see, in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. And that's what we did, man. We basically pissed Yahweh Bahasham Shah off by us abhorring out the other gods, which there were no gods, sacrifice these idols, you see what I'm saying, Molech, so on and so forth, till they kindle a fire in the nose, man, of Yahweh Bahasham Shah, which burned forever. But he wasn't going to cast off his people forever, because he left a remnant that was going to pull out of that darkness to this marvelous light, to wake up, to be that light where the elect can see, oh, this is the way to go. Because this light is now shining in a dark place, which is this world. And now the elect of the nation of Israel, who've been scattered, because you got brothers throughout around the world preaching this truth, now they're able to see, to follow this light. You see, because the ruins of the house of David is being resurrected back up spiritually at the end of the day, man. King David, you see. So now we are here telling you that war is going to take place. Famine is going to take place. A lack of food is going to take place, which is a lack of resources. They want to put this, once this old banking system goes offline, and once they come back online, it's going to be a digital one. They want to put something in you, right? Food shortages, concentration camps, kicking in your doors, dragging you out of your homes, putting you into these internment camps to re-educate you, because they want to, again, track everybody, man. It's finna get bad out here. They already, again, I forget what Apostle Ronla was saying about what they're doing to the chickens now. So if you eat the food, what they trying to do to the food, and the food is being scarce, and you eat the food that they, the food it doesn't taste the same anymore. The food don't even taste the same anymore. And if you don't have this covering of Yahweh Bahasham Shah over you, then you're going to be subject to all manner of diseases. You see? All manner of sickness and the plagues that the Lord has sent into this place, man. So it's time for you to awake out of sleep, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because this is where this pavilion, this protection is here, because it says in Isaiah 33:6 that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. What time? The time of Jacob's trouble. So once you hear this message, man, through the videos, beginning with the apostles and the elders and the men on down, you ought to want to consider what you're hearing, man, and walk away from the shit in the world, because the world wisdom is not warning you of things that's going to take place. The world wisdom is not going to protect you from the dangers and the said perils that's set before this place, man. We're coming to some dark times, man. And we have to pray for that extra protection at the end of the day. You see? Romans 13:11. And that, knowing the time, you have to know what time we're living in. See, people still caught up on whatever mindset they're in, but not concerned about the times. They going on every day as if life is the same for them. They want to succeed and go to school and get this and get that, travel the world. They're not considering the times. One day, the rug will be pulled from up under your feet. You see? Then what you go do then? If you wasn't paying attention to the times and trying to work on your salvation, especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and repent for your past sins, present sins, your secret faults, and your presumptuous sins, and to try to keep the law to the best of your ability, well, you're not going to have no protection in that day. But if you know in the times and you taking heed to the message or the report that's being conveyed unto you, then you would clearly see the times we're living in is dangerous times, man. This man trying to cap his NWO and have you in slavery again, and have robots and so on and so forth, and AI gonna be used to track people. It's gonna be crazy out here, man. You see? He gonna start messing up the minds of the people by the means of his miracles. Because if a person can't see, and they use AI to bring back your sight, because it speaks about miracles in the book of Revelations, you're gonna be at awe by his miracles. On if you haven't been hearing for the past 15 years, and all of a sudden now he come out with something to make you hear, then you're gonna turn to that and look at that as your God versus Yahweh B'Hashem Abishai. You see, because you sown to the flesh and you tied to this world. So you have to know these times that now is the time for us to detach from the world, because the Lord is coming back to destroy this place, man. You see? And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Because when you was in the world, we didn't believe salvation was going to come. We just knew one day we're going to grow old, we'll die with some kids, a little money, and so on and so forth. Now, when the Lord had bring you into this marvelous light and you see things different, now you see and know that, man, we are right here. It is close. So if he's bringing salvation, what's the opposite of salvation? Destruction, man. So we have to be in tune with the spirit by keeping up with the times and watching out for prophecy. So that way we know what to do and turn and walk ye in this path. Seek ye the old paths and walk therein. You know, and that's what we have to do. Lean. We have to really, really, truly lean. I mean, lean on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahawashi, man. As these days worsen. It's 2025 and a new terror down in attack in New Orleans, as they say. It's all kind of, that story botched up. You know, that's the best you can do, man. So a lot of things they're doing is tacky. But again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who've been scattered throughout the four corners of this planet, you're going to get caught blindsided. Because the Lord says he's coming like a thief in the night. A ninja move in stealth and in silence, man. Before you know it, your arm cut off from a ninja. You see? So it's best to take heed to what's going on, man, because as these time progresses, it's going to get tighter and tighter, and drastic measures and what they call draconian measures going to be tightened up now. This new regime is coming to office, man. So it's high time to awake out of sleep, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in turn, man, because if you don't have this, then you will be caught out there naked with no protection, and that's going to be the end of you at the end of the day. So Lord willing, I hope this was edifying. Until the next time, I shall say shalom.